It happened. I have not touched the finals for probably over a week by now. So what really happened? Let's just talk about it and explain what's going on and why you haven't seen me play this game that I really do enjoy for such a long time. So starting off, I lost almost all of my interest once Season 3 came around. I don't want to drag the game too hard, and I'm sure that Embark put a lot of work into creating Season 3, but made the same mistake with the weapons not really being viable, worth playing. Basically, all weapons are F tier and not worth using, and there was the exact same problem that they did in Season 2, and it's like if you add new weapons, you need to actually have them be worthwhile using, otherwise you might as well not have added them at all, right? And you have the thermal board just being kind of useless, and then you have the winch, which is super OP and just frustrating to play against, so that went the other way. And overall, like the changes, the additions to Season 3 weren't really that good. Then obviously ranked was changed to terminal attack, which I infamously hate, and just overall the changes in Season 3 were not good. And even worse, for somebody who makes content, I don't feel like there's anything to grind for in Season 3. Like World Tour, if you want to be number 1, which I believe is really good content, it requires 12 hours, 16 hours a day, just hard grinding, playing at the best of your abilities with a stack that is just as dedicated for that grind. And you would need to do it from the very start of the season, otherwise you would be behind all the other grinders. And honestly, it's just too much of a sacrifice. We tried it. We were starting to make time back, but as I kept playing and kept grinding, because the game is just falling off so hard, almost all my teammates that I would normally stack with have quit playing. I can't even get a stack together, and it was just frustrating to play against because there's no streamer mode. We got stream sniped a lot, and it was just not enjoyable. Like the whole World Tour grind, as fun of a goal as it was kind of a pipe dream because of all these obstacles. At the end of the day, there wouldn't really be that much value anyways, because who really cares about who's number 1 World Tour? I just wanted to have something that I could go in and grind for every single day, because playing World Tour without any goal, it just feels empty. It's pretty boring, and playing Quick Cash is somehow even worse. It's more empty. It's more meaningless than World Tour, for me at least. So overall, I felt like I just went in game in a season with changes I didn't enjoy, and I didn't even know what button to press. I didn't know what button to click if I wanted to queue up and play the game, stream the game. There wasn't really a natural, oh yeah, let's play this mode and do this thing and we'll make some interesting content out of it. It was just kind of like, yeah, I'm at the main menu, I don't have anything to do. If I hadn't started grinding World Tour, I probably would have quit a lot earlier. And it was all frustrating. I did and still do have a lot of faith in the game itself, and I was kind of putting up with this filler season, bad season, because I do trust that the devs will cook, and I would love to be in a number 1 creator position once the game does pick up again. Like if the game picks up again and I'm there, that would be amazing, right? But honestly, it's not looking good. I don't think I can keep doing it because the community has clearly lost interest in the game. The videos are just not performing well. They've been performing poorly for weeks and months. And as a content creator, it's really demotivating. And honestly, my mood overall and on stream has steadily been going down as the views kept decreasing. It's been just a steady climb downwards when it comes to my mental, I guess. And that's because we're running the channel in the red. I don't like talking about money too much, but that's, I'm a content creator. I'm running this as a business. I have people working under me that I employ for every video or almost every single video to keep this show going and regularly do high quality content. And almost every video I've made in the last few months either barely breaks even or just straight up is a big loss unless I make the video completely from scratch. At that point, I'm making so little money for my time that I could have just gone out and started begging and probably make more. It's not very financially viable to keep doing what I am currently doing. And it's funny too, because that's exactly what I have been doing. I've been overworking myself to make up for the fact that there are less views. It's like if you imagine a graph, the less views we got, the more hours I put in. I was thinking that, okay, yeah, we get 10K viewers here, we 10K viewers there, we'll just make twice the amount of videos and there'll be 20K viewers. But making 2 times the videos all the way from scratch by yourself, let's say a day or however often, is kind of a lot if you really put a lot of effort into them, not to mention coming up with the videos and actually making them half decent in the first place. And as a result of that, I barely showered. I haven't really taken care of myself or my apartment, if I'm going to be completely honest. If you guys have been watching my streams, I've been talking about it. I haven't been to the gym for months. I even have a home gym, but I haven't felt like I can touch a weight really. And you know, overall, I've just felt so preoccupied with like, okay, how we're gonna save the channel, how we're gonna keep it all floating. I kept feeling like I had a channel and the finals whole community on my shoulders to a certain extent. It's just been a very big responsibility. Again, the last 2 to 3 months, I just looked at the stats. I would say that the channel on its own has been losing me money. It's just been in the red if you just take the 3 months comparing the money I put into it and the money I got out of it. And if I was better off before I switched to the finals, or we did better when the finals came out, that probably wouldn't have been too hard to keep up with. But I was already kind of down bad because Apex had been falling off right before I swapped to it. And while the finals release and the season 2 release did give a nice boost, it obviously started turning back down eventually. So overall, if you combine Apex and you combine all the years, I've been doing content for a very long time. So you combine Apex and you combine the finals now, we are in the red so hard. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to sort out a few payments that I have coming in. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but it's a lot of, we are in the red. I cannot state that enough. And the only reason we are still able to do this without, I don't know, bankruptcy is thanks to the sponsors, the lucky sponsors I've managed to grab for the occasional video or for the stream. Of course, thanks to Lenovo Legion, which is, I guess, our primary sponsor now. I am eternally grateful that they put me on the stream team, because without Lenovo Legion, oh man. And of course, it's also helped with you guys that have supported me, you know, all the YouTube memberships, all the Twitch subscribers, all the merch, and just that general support. It's really helped me stay on at least afloat. We're not doing that well, but at least we haven't gone to the point where I need to start selling stuff off just to keep the lights on. But I genuinely had days that were so bad that I kept trying to figure out ways to keep this whole finals channel going. I was actually considering putting like most of my day aside and going to start working at a McDonald's or whatever low entry level job I could find, just so I could keep making content for the finals. And obviously, I don't even think I would have enough time in the day to keep making content for the finals if I'm also working at the very least the amount of content I'm already doing, plus doing all the live streams and trying to stay ahead. And honestly, like picking up another job on top of streaming and creating videos and everything else I'm already doing just to get by when I could be doing fine just making content for any other game, is just unrealistic. Obviously, that would probably help me out monetarily, but it makes no sense to go back and pick up a, I guess, real job when I'm currently easily pulling 12 hours a day. Like I genuinely would have to sacrifice the stream or the YouTube channel just to do that. And again, I could literally just go play another game and it would not be a problem. I tried starting a Patreon, hoping to get some support so I could keep making content for the community. And, you know, we did try. I really don't like asking for favors. I really don't like asking for money. So I tried adding a bit of a bonus sort of thing with the daily influx to early access to information and tips that I would drop later on. I mean, not even just tips, it would be tips, tier list changes, and more, just really as a thank you for people supporting me on Patreon. But the community did not perceive it that way at all. Called me greedy, which is crazy to me. Now that you guys have the backstory here, you see where we're currently at. Being called greedy was the last thing I was expecting, not gonna lie. But I tried out the first Descendant because people asked me about it. I saw it came out. I was a bit hyped about it. And honestly, I love it. I have a lot of fun in the first Descendant, believe it or not. Some people tell me, oh, it's a sponsored stream. Is this a sponsored thing you're doing? No, I genuinely enjoy the game. I am part of the Nexon Creatorship program now, but I joined that and applied for that way after I had sunk. I'm pretty sure like the first day I played must have been a 24-hour stream. Like I literally just started playing like 24 hours straight as soon as I picked the game up, and then I applied for the partnership program as soon as I could. I'm pretty sure it was the same stream because of how much I was enjoying it. I'm about 170 hours into the game since I believe it's last Friday, and we've been doing probably several 24-hour streams back to back and nonstop. We even did a 90-hour stream to get the ultimate bunny skin just as a fun thing. And I know it's a huge switch up, but the videos have been doing a lot better. And even though I'm a little late to the party, but I'm honestly sure things will turn around from here. And also, speaking of the Patreon, as soon as I started playing the first Descendant, I realized clearly people didn't like it. There wasn't really anyone who subscribed for the $10 tier. So we're going to keep it paused and I will just restructure it as soon as I figure out a good plan and good way to approach it. And let me just come up with a comparison. Save you guys the clicks if you care that much. These videos are doing so much better. The one tip for everybody that we sunk a lot of time and resources into with a huge budget. I think we were 3 people working on it in total, maybe 4. It only has like 15,000 views after 2 weeks. And comparatively, the first video we released for the first Descendant is already sitting at 68 8,000 after 1 week. And it's still steadily rising. And this one was just simple editing and me explaining how some stuff works with some very basic examples. It was really just basically me and one other person making it. But I digress. The point is the effort to reward is just not there. And odds are the game probably doesn't have too much longevity because obviously, right? I mean, almost every game, if not every game that gets released lately dies after a few weeks. So what I'm planning to do is follow the hype and just become really good. Whatever new game comes out in order for me to crank out bangers from day one. And once the finals becomes hype again, I'll be there. But until it isn't, I literally can't afford it. Whether I believe in it and whether I even enjoy it or not. So hopefully the introduction of the finals game mode and Emerald will bring enough hype back into the game to make it all worth it. But if it doesn't, I'm probably going to have to wait for Season 4. And if Season 4, for some reason, isn't popping off, I may have to shelve the game completely, or we're just going to have to wait until people start paying attention to it again. Because I cannot be the person to wait around and then turn all the lights off. I financially cannot. I physically cannot. So yeah, make sure you guys have subscribed if you haven't already, so you can follow me on the journey of spreading out my content style across all kinds of trending FPS games. And if not, I'll see you guys once the finals becomes relevant again. But yeah, until next time, peace out.